Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists and practitioners, responding directly to the needs of the practicing natural therapist. With interviews, herbal discussions, something business, something clinical, you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in practice. So thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review and subscribe to the podcast for our episodes. If you'd like more support, get in contact and I look forward to working with you soon. Hello again and welcome to the final day of our little mini activities for the week. It's Friday and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite-Sized Podcast. So it's another visualization. Same rules apply as for the other visualizations. You can't visualize really with your eyes open and your mind busy. What we need are your eyes closed and you sitting relaxed in a quiet space. So I'll just give you a moment to sort yourself out and go and get ready, or to pause it so that you can do this later. Now, what we're going to be looking at today is in relation to everything we've done so far. So what did we do? We had a visualization of the future and we had a visualization about what's stopping us. And we're going to extend on that one a little bit today and really think about the positive aspects and value base of what we're doing. Don't forget to share. Make sure that you've left a review. You get points for the reviews. More that you leave and more spaces mean more points. So Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, they're all reviews and they all gain you points to go in the draw to win the one-to-one. Well, it's not a draw because it's whoever adds up the most points, the one-to-one or the Academy membership. And of course, next week in the Academy, we've got the Programs and Practice Day. We have coaching every month. We have a couple of sessions. We have a mastermind every month. We have co-working. We've got tons of business building content. We also have clinical content in there as well so that you get your CPD and your CPE points. Now, hopefully you're settled. You've got yourself in a chair and you're thinking about having that little wriggle to get comfortable. Everyone needs a little wriggle to get comfortable in a chair. So maybe stretch those shoulders, move that head, making sure you're stretching your neck from side to side. Roll the shoulders and just wriggle about a bit. Relax into that chair. Put your feet flat on the floor, your hands on the arm of the chair or on your lap. And I want you to take some nice deep breaths in. You know that you're in a secure space and that anytime you want to, you can get up and move and leave this visualization without a worry. Anytime you need to, because you're in a safe space. You'll be able to hear noises from outside. You might hear some birds singing, some cars on the road, and that's all great. You know that you're in the here and now. So take some nice deep breaths, some relaxing breaths in your own time, making sure you fill your lungs completely and empty them completely. In your own time, in through your nose or your mouth, out through your nose or your mouth. There's no rules here. There's only relaxation. So as we take those deep breaths, now I do want you to move your hands and I want you to move them over your heart, together over your heart. Breathe again. And I want you to ask the question of yourself and of your heart, what do I value? What is really important to me? Who is really important to me? Our values can be large, they can be small. There's lists of values out there, but I just want you to think what pops into your mind immediately when I ask that question. What do I value? What is it that you value? I want you to ask that question of yourself. And then the follow-up question from that is, have I been acting in this value, with this value, acknowledging this value? Or have I let it drop a bit recently? Have I been too overwhelmed to work within this value? What is my heart telling me? Where is my heart leading me with this? I want you to take another breath in and out. And with that value in mind, at the side there, I want you to ask yourself, what is your critical inner voice saying? That critical inner voice, what is it doing to you? What is it holding you back from? What is it preventing you from doing? What was the last thing that it said to you? What was the last comment your critical inner voice made to you? Those negative things that you say about yourself. Might have been in the mirror this morning. Oh, I've got wrinkles around my eyes. That's your critical inner voice. Might have been when you got up. Oh, I'm getting old, these bones ache. Rather than just, my bones ache. We had to have that critical voice of, oh, I'm getting older. So what is that critical inner voice of yours saying to you? Because I want you to think of what is the opposite of that critical voice. We have our values. We have the future that we want to build in our business and in our lives. And this inner critical voice is unnecessary. It's not helping. And we need to make sure we recognize it. We need to make sure that we thank it for criticizing us, for showing us our faults, and then ask it to cease and desist. We don't need that inner critical voice. That inner voice is a safety mechanism. It's the voice that says, don't step out in front of the bus. But at the same time, it's the one that's holding us back from creating the business and life that we desire and want. Sometimes that critical voice sounds normal, and the reason it sounds normal is because it's in your voice. You're the one saying it, so it sounds normal, but it's holding us back. What I'd like you to do is to take that critical voice, thank it, say stop now, and I'd like you to treat it as though it were a little gremlin or something. I want you to lift it up off your shoulder, because it's whispering in your ear, isn't it? So it must be sitting on one of your shoulders. And I want you to remove it. I want you to place it on the nearest shelf to where you're sitting now. You can do that in your mind's eye, or you can use your hand and actually move it, physically place it on that shelf or surface or on the floor, somewhere away from you. I want you to acknowledge and recognize that inner critic and that inner voice, because I want you to start using the other voice that's on the other shoulder, and that voice is the opposite of the critical voice. That voice is the voice that helps you move forward. That voice is the one that says, that's a great idea. That's the voice that says, yeah, actually we have got enough time to get this done. That's the voice that says, yes, let's do this. That's the voice that says, we've listened to all of the constructive criticism. We've written down the constructive criticism. We've maybe made a pros and cons list, and things have come up in the positive. So let's do it. So when you come out of this visualization in a few moments, I want you to have an idea of what steps you're going to take today. What is it that's going to move the needle forward for you today that you can get done today with the support of that positive voice on your shoulder? That critical voice, he's off on the shelf somewhere. That positive voice, the positive you, knows there's a few small things that need doing. Maybe there's one really big task that needs doing, but we can break that down in our mind now, in your mind's eye, a few things that you can get done today that would be real achievements that you can show your critical inner voice, hey, look what I've done and look what I've achieved. So take a moment and think about what that one thing is today that you're going to achieve. Might be more than one thing in the end, but let's start with one thing that you're going to achieve. That one thing might lead on to other things, but something different, something out of the ordinary, something that you've been putting off, something you've been telling yourself you're not capable of doing. It might be going live on your Facebook page. It might be making a video for your YouTube channel. It might be sending out that email that you've been putting off. What is it, the one thing that you've been putting off because of the critical inner voice? So you've not been standing up to your values and working to your values. I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to see in your mind's eye that one task. There might be two tasks in your mind's eye, and one is just too big and needs breaking down into smaller components. And you can do that after you've done the one small task. You can take that big task, write it down, and break it down into its component parts. So let's concentrate on the achievable item that you've been putting off. You know it's achievable, you know you can do it, you know you're capable of doing it, you've just been putting it off. Okay, take a nice deep breath in. I want you to roll your shoulders like you're Muhammad Ali, like you're a famous sports person, you're Usain Bolt, you're Kipchoge, marathon runner. You're someone who can achieve that gold medal, that gold belt, that gold whatever it is. You can do that, but you're holding yourself back. But now you've put the critical you to one side, you can think of that one thing you have to do, and you can set to and do it. And then you're going to give yourself a reward. You're going to give yourself a reward for this week, for keeping up to date with the podcasts, for achieving the things that you've achieved, for enjoying the visualizations, for moving your business forward. Every step we take moves us forward, but sometimes we want those forward steps to be in our business, not just down the path. So I want you today to go back over this week, to have a look, see if you've done everything, see if you're up to date, and that one thing you've been putting off, when we finish, you're going to get on and do that one thing. If you can't because it's late in the evening and it's not work time, then you're going to write that one thing down as soon as we finish, and it's going to be achieved as the first working item that you do in your next working day. So I want you to take some nice, deep, inspiring breaths. I want you to take strong, deep breaths. I want you to think about that positivity gremlin on your shoulder and how that positivity gremlin is going to help you. You might be able to name your positivity gremlin. See how they're dressed, what they're wearing, what's their mindset, and how they're going to help you to overcome some of these things that are holding you back. Because in your mind's eye, you can think of at least 3 ways to overcome this one problem. So when we come out of this visualization, you might have to write that one thing down in the 3 ways to overcome it, because you've got the support on your shoulder that you need to get your tasks completed. Now take a nice deep breath in, roll the shoulders, and in a moment we're going to come back into the room. You're going to open your eyes in a moment. But for now, I just want you to take in all the good from this conversation, from this visualization. I want you to breathe all the good into yourself and breathe out anything you don't need in this time and this space. I want you to breathe out anything that's not constructive and supportive to you moving forward. I want you to breathe in all the positivity, all the constructive skills and abilities that you've thought about, your ways of working and moving forward. Breathe them in and then blow out what you don't need. Get rid of it. Blow that gremlin that you placed on the shelf or the floor or the table. Blow it away. Push him with your breath and remove him. Another deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, bring all the good back with you out into the room and into the here and now. Bring it all back with you and leave anything you don't need. Leave it alone. It can stay with that gremlin you don't need. You don't need it. Don't bring it back with you when you open your eyes. So now it's time to open your eyes, come back into the room, come back to the day or the evening, whatever time it is for you, and know that you can accomplish what you need to accomplish from our session here in this visualization. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See you soon. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.